Hi, I got a new camera. So the other night, as part of our movie nights, our theme was pretty nebulous. It was sort of a just odd setting or odd time frame cyberpunk kind of thing. So we watched Hackers, which one of my favorite movies, a shining star of the weird time when the internet was just starting out, and A Scanner Darkly. Um, so first and foremost, I love this movie. Um, I think the description we came up with about halfway through, which I feel is very apt, was Fear and Loathing, but cyberpunk, or cyberpunk Fear and Loathing. So the whole film, it's based on a Philip K. Dick novel. It's just kind of a cyberpunk, kind of cyberpunk. It's cyberpunk, futuristic kind of study on like drug culture and government surveillance. So it takes place in the future where America has lost the war on drugs, which we're getting to in real life. I will point out the number they pointed, like 20% of Americans are addicted to substance use. I'm pretty sure like the current level is like 50% of Americans are addicted to something. Anyway, not here nor there, but Keanu Reeves plays a not a DEA agent, but like a cop who himself is addicted to substance D and who is being forced to spy and form on his or narc on his roommates. Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, Winona Ryder. It's a whole fucking who's who. This is a stacked movie. There's a lot of famous people in here. I like it. So the whole thing is rotoscoped. It's really fascinating, just like cross section of like animation, live action. It's really cool to look at. I will admit, parts of it can be headache inducing. There's a recurring thing where like Keanu Reeves, because he's so deep undercover, he wears like in the station he wears like a morph suit so no one knows his real identity, which is like this really beautiful, really interesting like suit with like covered in like cameras, so it's constantly like shape shifting, and he's looking like different people, which is really cool to look at for like 34 seconds, and then after that it's like, okay, this is giving me a headache. It does some really interesting, really trippy. That's gonna be the word of the day, trippy. Some really interesting, really trippy stuff with like parallax, where objects sort of slide back and forth in the frame. Everything's so thick, and like it really feels like God. There's a filter in Photoshop cut out which vectorize or semi-vectorizes things. It feels kind of like the whole movie is run through that multiple times. That feels like a really God, what's the word, like dumbing down of this process, because it's actually like super interesting, super like cool to look at. But that is essentially what it is. It's just the whole movie is kind of pseudo vectorized with the guidelines. It does a really cool thing where certain wackier like special effects stuff blends super well with the rotoscope stuff. So like at some point when Woody Harrelson and Robert Downey Jr. turn into giant bugs, it's a really like smooth transition. You don't even notice. There's a guy with a million eyes. I said earlier it's cyberpunk Fear and Loathing, and for a lot of the movie it is. Near the end, it starts very wacky. You really get like those stoner comedy vibes of like just random dumb conversations between people who are just tweaked out of their minds. But it does get darker as more explores like this world of government surveillance, and these themes of like it's wears its themes very on the nose, or very like on its sleeve. It's very clear where it stands on things, and how like corporate greed fuels the drug trade more than anything else. That kind of God, but like again, above all else, trippy. It's just a trippy ass movie. I really enjoyed it. It was beautiful. Super interesting. Alex Jones was there for a second. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but yeah, he was in it. We're just gonna move past that. God, yeah, I really, really like to Scanner Darkly. God, what else want to say? I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of ill-equipped to talk. I'm not super into drug culture. I mean, never mind. um, Hello, officer. How are you doing? I hope you like my review. Um, but yeah, I do know, like, watching sort of like these archetypes, these problems. It's really interesting to me. God, it's a great movie. I'm really surprised that Scanner Darkly doesn't like hold the same cachet it does, or cachet as like Fear and Loathing or like Cheech and Chong, or like Cheech and Chong movies or like other kind of like stoner classics. I really feel like Scanner Darkly should kind of be in that same echelon. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Let's go 4.5 out of 5. I really like Scanner Darkly. Bye.